Guys, get ready with me while I tell you about the time I literally got kidnapped in Mexico. This happened about literally last year. It's about to make a year and I haven't really told no one about it because honestly that was like one of my scariest experiences like I've ever gone through, and till this day I'm still scared. So yeah, I ended up going to visit family in Sinaloa and we ended up going to Mazatlan for like 2 nights. It was our last night there and me being me suggested we go to like a high-end club. I was like, you know, I want to spend my money, like I want to go to a nice club. My cousins ended up, you know, agreeing with me and they're like, okay, like we're gonna go to El Clásico. And El Clásico is like those really good clubs where like all the musicians go and it's just like a really high-end club. So we ended up going, but before we went, like I had this feeling. I was like, oh, I don't know if like I want to go because that whole day we're at the beach and I was already exhausted, but I'm like, I'm gonna have FOMO. If I don't go, like I'm gonna be like crying. So I'm like, no, like let's suck it up, like let's go. We ended up going and getting there. My uncle got off to see how much the fee was to get in. I think the fee was like 2,000 pesos, and my uncle was like, oh, they're just switching it up because they know we're not from here. So my uncle was like, you know, let's make a U-turn and let's call other places to see how much the entrance fee is, and if it's like a little bit more expensive, we're just gonna stay here. Right when we were doing the U-turn, I noticed the parking lot was full of Beamers, Range Rovers, Mercedes. So I was like, no, we have to get in here. Like, this club is going to be good, you know? So we still made that U-turn and we parked on the other side of the street. And right when we parked, we noticed these police literally come behind us and they started ringing their siren. The police started inspecting our car because they're like, you know, this car isn't from here, you don't have like this license plate. But we actually did. Before we got to the place, we actually ended up switching that because we knew it was going to be a problem over there, so we had it. Basically they started like literally going through every inch of the car, and then my aunt was like, hey, like look at their hands because they're known to stash drugs and blame it on you and get money out of you. So we're looking at their hands, but long story short, they ended up stashing the drugs inside of my uncle's pocket. Like literally they're like, your uncle has coke, and we knew he didn't have coke. They literally stashed it. Part two.
Get ready with me while I tell you guys how I got disowned. So growing up, my parents were very religious. Like, I could literally not wear any short sleeves. I couldn't wear shorts, not even booty shorts. Like, even to my knees, I was not allowed. And I kind of felt left out. So in high school, I would, like, sneak in clothes. I would have, like, all this really cute lingerie. And, like, not even that I was wearing it for anyone. It was because it was, like, that whole trend where you would wear, like, jeans and a cute lingerie and, like, a little dress shirt. Like, that was the trend back in the day. And I just wanted to be like those girls, you know? So I pretty much had this entire double life growing up. And then it was time for me to go to university. And somehow this girl who was literally not even allowed past sunset convinced my parents to go out of the city for school. So the only condition for me going to school out of the city was that I would come home every weekend. Because they're like, oh, we don't want you to party. And I was like, in my head, I can literally party Monday through Thursday, so that's not stopping me. Okay, but I won't lie, I got over the party thing in literally like a week. Like, I hated going out. Anyways, I'm living my best life, and then I'm about to go on a date, and then out of nowhere, my dad messages me, and he's all like, you're dropping out of school. I can't believe I sent you here. He's like, I have all the photos, and I'm like, what photos? Like, after that phone call, I was genuinely so scared. I was like, what did he find? What did I do? So I'm literally freaking out because I'm like, this man is literally going to come here and murder me. And he's like, I'm coming on Wednesday to pick you up. I'm going to explain everything, yada yada. And then he's like, I have photos of you half naked. So the day comes when he's finally there and he comes to talk to me. And at this point, I was like 100% sure that I didn't want to go back home with him because he already tracked my location and everything. And I just knew if I went back home that he was, like, my life was going to be over. So when we're in the car, he's like, I'm coming into your dorm room and I'm looking in your closet. And in my head, I'm like, Dad, I'm not stupid. I've been hiding this, like, for my entire life. I've already hid all the clothes in my closet, obviously. But at this point, like, I don't want to lie to him. I'm like, Dad, you know what? I'm tired of lying to you. I'm telling you right now, you're not going to find anything in that closet. And he's just, like, so insistent on the closet. I'm like, I'm not having you come in and embarrass me in front of everyone like that. And he's like, if you don't show me right now, you're like, we're done. I'm driving off. And I'm like, I'm sorry, that's not happening. And he just drove off. Haven't seen him in 3 years. And then I didn't really understand what fully happened until a little bit later. What happened was my snake-ass brother, who literally parties and goes out and comes home late at night and talks to girls and is literally a simp. And I know this because he literally flirts with girls that I know. Basically what happened was some girl was using my photos on my Instagram for her Tinder profile, and my Instagram was private. On my Instagram, I had a photo of me in my bikini when I went with my girlfriends to the beach, and my brother saw it on Tinder and told my dad. And my dad immediately just correlates bikini with sex, and he's like, oh my god, my daughter's a slut. She's sleeping around with people. Check out part 2. I don't have enough time for the rest of the story.
Today we're going to be talking about the most disgusting story you will probably ever hear. And when I tell you I was in shock during this, I was shocked. So this one friend I had been known for literally peeing everywhere. She laughed, she peed. She had to go pee, she wouldn't go to the bathroom. She'd pee her pants. And this girl's like older than me too. And I think she thought it was like cute to do in front of boys to like pee and I don't really know. But we were at the mall one day and I was like pushing her in this cart and we get on the escalator and she pees on the escalator in front of everyone. And then on top of that, she didn't have any money to buy new pants. So she was like walking around in her own pee. That easily could have been the most disgusting thing that I've encountered. But it wasn't. That happened later in the night. So we go to the grocery store and everything's normal. And she goes, I have to go change my stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. We can go to, the bathroom. She goes, oh, no, it's fine. Just give me a minute. And then goes, oh, can you pull out the camera, by the way? And at this point, this girl sticks her hand down her pants and pulls out her tampon in the middle of the store and is having me videotape it. And so then, not only does she pull it out, make me videotape it, and it's sitting in the middle of the floor because she drops it there, she leaves it there. And before you guys are like, why didn't you pick it up? Why wouldn't you just do it? I wasn't gonna pick up her thing because she didn't want to throw it away. Like, I'm sorry, if it was mine, I would have. But first of all, I would have never done that. It's not like this place didn't literally have a bathroom, because they did. She also had extra stuff she could put in and puts it in the middle of the store. But I stopped recording after, I figured out what she was doing. And she records herself because I genuinely think she thought she was being really cute. I just feel so bad to whoever had to pick that up. I am so sorry to whoever was there that day that had to pick that up. That was literally disgusting. So she literally went from peeing everywhere to taking her tampon out everywhere. Oh, and she put a new one in. If you were wondering, me and this girl are no longer friends. Love you. Bye.
Get ready with me for a fight. So, basically, this girl wants to fucking fight me, y'all. Like, if you know me at school, I'm like one of the sweetest people. Like, I mind my business. I don't talk to anybody. Like, I have my 4 friends that I talk to all day. No, 5 that I talk to all day. If you don't see me talking to them, then I have my headphones in and I'm minding my business. So, there's this girl. Not gonna say names. We're just gonna call her Mia. So, y'all remember yesterday how I was talking about Sam and how he's a hoe, right? And how I wanted to mess with him, but he didn't want a relationship, basically. So, I stopped talking to him. So, I forgot to say good morning. Good morning. I was just too excited to tell this story. So, he used to mess with this other girl named Bree before he started to mess with me. And Bree got really sad that because she like really liked him, and so she got really sad that he didn't want to like be in a relationship with her, basically. So when he started messing with me, she got mad at me. So Miss Girl is mad at me, and she was like, and Simone was kissing on my boyfriend. First of all, baby, I didn't even kiss him. I never put my hand. That boy never put a hand on me. I never put a hand on that boy. So where did you get kissed from? Because that never happened. So let me get into like what happened yesterday. So I was minding my business, and every little so often when I am in the mood, I go into the bathroom to see how I look, just to see if I have something on my face or something. So I go into the bathroom, and she happens to walk in before me. So I walk into the bathroom, and she happens to walk in before me, and I'm just checking myself in the bathroom, because every so often I just go in the bathroom and to see how I look. And she happens to go in before me. She says, when I walk in there, she says, "I'm not gonna deal with this bitch," and walks out. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, babes. So I'm like, okay, maybe she's not talking about me. So then I get out the bathroom, I'm walking to my class, and she goes and says, she talking all this shit, but she not gonna do nothing. Y'all gonna have to go to part 2. Sorry.
Hey guys, so I'm back with my story time. Get ready with me. So this story time is going to be about how my family caught me with the secret boyfriend that I had. Okay, so I met this man at a party, a quinceañera, that I was not allowed to go to, because I'm going to do another story time about that, but yeah. So I met him at a quinceañera. We talked a little bit there, but like barely anything, because I was actually into another girl during that time. But yeah. The most we talked was probably like a couple words, and that's it. Okay, so this was July. Let's fast forward to October or September, I think. Okay, so it's now September. We're gonna call this man Ryan. So Ryan had requested me on Instagram, right? I didn't think anything of it here. I accepted it. I followed him back there, right? And then I had posted on my Instagram story, who wants to be added to my close friends. He put yes, so I added him, and he replied to my close friend story, and he was asking me if we were from the same pueblo or not. So yeah. Okay, we started talking from there, and he asked me out on a date or whatever, later on, and okay, like I said, he asked me on a date, but be aware that I have really strict Hispanic parents, so I was down, but I didn't know how I was going to be able to with my parents being so strict about me with guys. Literally guys, they're so strict, crazy strict. Let's not mind the lips, it literally fucking disappeared. Okay, but basically, right, so we never went on the fucking date because it was really hard for me, but we still could continue talking. But when we first started talking, I was really clear that I wanted to just be friends with him, but a man made me fall for him, I guess, whatever. But yeah, right? So yeah, so we started talking. Okay, the jazz when you're in the talking stage, you guys go out. So as I said, I have really, really strict parents, so I had to lie to my parents about who I was gonna go with and how I was gonna get there, right? So one of my really, really close friends, Alondra, that's her real name, Alondra, thank you for literally always helping me out to go out with the freaking guy. So basically, Alondra's mom was gonna take us to the mall, right? The Irvine Spectrum, if you guys know what that is. She was gonna take us there. She was gonna drop us off, and he was gonna meet me there, right? So that was the plan. And my mom, she's my god sister, by the way, so that's why she freaking trusts her with her life. Okay, right? So I meet Ryan there, and then Alondra goes off with her little boo thing. So so she was helping me out. So the jazz, we were just at the mall, right? So the plan was that my friend was gonna get picked up by her mom, and the guy was gonna take me home. But that did not go as planned. So the guy that I was with, he took all of us home. We want to go drop off. He's a crazy jazz driver. So he was supposed to drive all of us. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you about the time my mom murdered my cat while I get ready. So this little incident happened to me when I was in the 7th grade. Literally the worst time of my life. So much shit happened to me. So this story starts off with me waking up after a sleepover at my best friend at the time's house. My mom pulls up, picks me up. This is random, but she ends up hitting their mailbox because their driveway's weird. I don't know. That's besides the point. So we're driving home. At this point, I'm not suspecting anything. Like, everything's chill. Just wait. Just to preface so you don't get confused, I had 2 cats, one named Lisa and one named Otis. Don't ask why the cat's name was Lisa. I didn't name it. I walk in and I see my cat Lisa seizing. Like, this hoe is not good. Obviously, I'm like panicking. I'm like, Mom, what the fuck is happening? My mom is looking so guilty at this point. She says, I gave the cats flea medicine earlier. Like, let me see the medicine. Let me read it. This was dog flea medicine. If you didn't already know this, you cannot put dog flea medicine on cats. It's literal poison. I Googled it to see how serious it was because I didn't know. I was 12. These bitches were gonna die. This medicine was a liquid, like the type you rub into their skin, so my mom grabs a rag, starts rubbing it off of Lisa. While she's doing that, I'm trying to find my boy Otis. Apparently, some cats, when they know they're dying, will hide from their owners so their owners don't have to see it. He would always like to hide in the walls of our basement, so that's where I checked first. Finally found him after like 20 minutes of looking. Otis is reacting the same as Lisa, seizing, just awful. So we do the same thing, rubbing it off of his back. At this point, I'm like, Mom, we need to take him to a vet now. It's like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. I don't know if anyone's open, but we're on our way. I don't remember what exactly happened, but it was either there was nothing open or we couldn't afford it. But my mom ends up turning back around and we go home. At this point, I couldn't do anything. I'm just accepting their fate. I'm so emotionally distraught at this point, so I just go to bed and my mom takes care of the cats all night. The next morning, I wake up to my cat Lisa alive and my cat Otis. I'm assuming the reason why Otis didn't make it and Lisa did was because we couldn't find him for those 20 minutes, so we had the medicine on longer. We ended up burying him the next day. Took me a while to forgive my mom. I don't know what she was thinking, but you live and you learn. Moral of the story, don't be stupid and be careful with your animals. Also, follow me for more crazy story times. I have a lot.
Get ready with me and let me tell you a story about how my water broke at an aquarium 4 hours away from my hospital. So at 34 weeks, our dumbasses decided to go 4 hours away to a trip as a last hurrah as a family of 4. And before the aquarium, we walked around a lot. No, I don't know if that was the right thing to do, but we did. Get to the aquarium and honestly, I'm feeling great. Too great. On all the aquarium, towards the end, we were in the shark area. All of a sudden, my water broke. I had my own damn aquarium going on down there. At this point, the sharks were not the main event anymore. It was me. My son was like, oh, look, Mommy, there's water on the floor. I'm clearly at a state of shock. And I'm leaking, by the way. Get into the car and my husband's like, maybe we should go home. The hell? Not thinking rationally. I want to be on the news saying a woman gave birth at a nearby Buc-ee's. My kid's about to pop out any minute. Really, my sister was with us, so we had to drop these other kids in the hotel. We find the nearest hospital. Okay, so we go to the nearest hospital. Doctor sees us. She says, you're like 7 centimeters dilated. Squeeze me. The baby was literally popping out. They can sneeze and that baby will be out. So then, like 5 minutes in the hospital, the doctor said, you're ready to push. And I'm like, can I have the ice chips first? Those are so good. I huffed and puffed. Bam, a baby. That little nugget was like 4 pounds, 12 ounces. My husband and I laugh about it now, but back then, we were shitting bricks. And that's the story of how I almost named my son Shark Boy.
Breaking news. The future is here, and it looks bright.
Okay, you guys, get ready with me for Pico while I tell you guys a story time about how I got cheated on literally the whole relationship. Anyways, so let's call this man, let's call this man, I can't think of a name, but let's call this man Robert. Okay, so I met this man on Instagram. Literally red flag from the start. I should have fucking known. Okay, so me and Robert, he texted me first. I never answered it. I never opened it. He unsent it. And later he posted on his story like, talk to me. And I was like, okay, why not? Let me just talk, you know? And he replied to it, and he texted me from there, and that's how we started talking. And okay, so now we're in the talking stage for like 3 months. So we hang out before we start dating. I forgot what month it was, but I think it was February. And that's the first time we ever met in real life at my school, right? Okay, whatever's, right? So we start dating in, I forgot what month, honestly, like I completely forgot like the months and the dates, but we start dating like after our 3 months of talking. Okay, but literally the month we started talking, that month, this girl requested me on my Instagram. I didn't think anything of it, because, you know, like, it's nothing weird, right? So whenever somebody requests me, I go through her account and I like see who they are before I accept them, right? So as I was going through this girl's account, on her account she had a highlight, and remember how his name is Robert, but there was an R on the highlight, and I was like, oh, like, you know, let me look at it. And I could not fucking lie, dude, this was literally my boyfriend on her fucking highlight, and they've been dating while we were dating. And I was like, right? So I'm telling you, literally, I'm literally in the car when I find out, and my mom didn't know that we were dating because I was keeping it on the low. And dude, I was tearing up, and I couldn't like fucking cry. She'd be like, why are you crying, you know? And I couldn't tell her. So I had my first communion practice thingy at church, so everything goes down literally at church. Like, what the heck, literally embarrassing. So I was debating who I should text first, if I should text the girl to confirm it is him, even though like I could literally see his face, like all his accessories, like I knew it was him, but I still wanted it to come from her. So I texted her first. You know, I kind of sent the hey girly text, and I was like asking like who it was, this and this and this, and she blocked me. She literally fucking blocked me. Anyways, I always come up on their fucking For You page, so if this comes up on the For You page, it's literally nothing that serious. Like, it's just a story time, and I'm not even saying your guys' name, so please. Anyways, go to part 2.